Hello and welcome to Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, episode 89. My name is Meg and I will be your host. You're joining me here. It is January, I'll put it in the down. It's January something. It's a Friday and I have had a very busy week, so I did not get to podcast until now, but I am hoping that with Handbrake I will be able to get this up and running as quickly as possible so that you may even have an episode by tonight or tomorrow. So, yes, I am the dyer behind Bad Wolf Girl Studios, and anything that you need to find me on can be found in the links down below, right down here. What is actually down below here is my desk, and below the desk is the dog. So, I have a little co-host, Gypsy, and she is currently guarding us from possible deer, sometimes birds, and definitely any dog that walks across the yard. I'm drinking coffee today. I have been drinking peppermint mocha for a while, and I went back to... I think my husband got me this cinnamon dulce from Starbucks, and I forgot how nutty and warm that is, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm using one of our color changing mugs, but I drank what's at the top, so my head's cut off, but I think you can almost see my husband. This was our proposal. I took a better shot on Instagram, but you can see it was cute. He got me mugs for one of our anniversaries, so it was very sweet. And we're gonna keep disappearing as the podcast goes on because I'm gonna keep drinking more of the heat out of there. It really darkens so quickly. Yep. So anyway, welcome. If you are a new viewer, hi, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I am so glad that you keep coming back for the crazy every podcast. I won't even say every week. The holidays were rough on everyone. I just think trying to get a schedule in is tough. So we've been managing, we've been doing, but yes. So welcome to my little part of the crafty goodness, and I will dive right in. I had a knit along going on for my reindeer games, which I just put away, darn it. My reindeer games and Santa's Workshop, all these Christmas patterns that I had come out with recently. So I will be going through Ravelry and messaging winners, and maybe even giving away some free copies of the Seeker mitts, which are coming out extremely soon. My testers have just given me the stamp of approval. They can't find any more problems. They think that it is ready, and I am so excited that they have said that because I am ready. I am so ready. I've done some kits. So the Seeker mitts have little flying snitches along the bottom. And they have a little thumb built in, but you don't have to do any kind of craziness. It's all very easy and written in the pattern. Hey! Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. This is the large size. So last week I showed off my my gloves, which are in the Santa's Letters to Santa colorway from Nomadic Yarns. This is McGonagall by Nomadic Yarns with pieces from the kit with the little snitches. Oh my gosh, I love them. All of my testers had a really fun time working on them, which is great because you always hope that people are going to enjoy things as much as you have. And this pattern is coming out extremely soon. I am really hoping that we can get it up maybe tomorrow, Saturday. Is that crazy? Maybe do a 24-hour countdown and just release it on Saturday. That'd be so fun. So yes, I had done a knit along, so I'll be pulling prizes from that, and then I have another pattern that is coming out soon. These are time turner mitts. The pattern has already changed from this first draft, but the further back you get, you can see the hourglass, and I took the best parts of how it worked up, and I'm going to be applying it to some time turner mittens, and I think there's going to be even some cables thrown in. What? I know. Why not? Why not? So fun. So this is my first finished object. in the McGonagall colorway. Fingerless mitts. Designs are by me. Yarn is by me. This is the Felix Felicis colorway, and I did Gringotts with a little bit of white mohair for the wings. And yeah, ba-doo. Love it. Sorry, had to extract a tissue from the puppy's mouth, because life. This is the puppy in question. Adorable, trouble, and far too smart. But yes, so these are actually a gift for my mom. Her birthday was the 9th, and obviously I haven't mailed them off yet, but I think she's going to really like them, and I need some photos. I just want like a nice photo of them laying flat first, and then I will send them off. And then I have worked on a second pair of mittens. These are, and I have gone back and forth. The name is originally the Cara mittens, and that is because I watched Supergirl on CW, and Supergirl's name is Cara, and I was watching one of the episodes, and her sweater had this gorgeous lace panel on it, and I've spent a while kind of staring at it and mulling it over. I rewrote this cable. It's not a hard chart, but just moving to get everything on the line that I wanted it to, and I definitely I misturned one over here, and just like the amount of space in between the cables kept changing, and in between the eyelets kept changing, that kind of stuff. So I was really playing around with it to get it to look a certain way, and this is the second mitt, and it looks so much better because there's none of that craziness. Everything's planned. I figured out exactly where I wanted stitches twisted or not twisted or anything like that. So these are for my grandmother. Her birthday is on the 30th, and I am very excited to be sending both of these mittens off as gifts. These worked up so pretty. I desperately need a pair of these, and this is in my Madame Puttyfoot's tea shop colorway. Love. It's actually a slightly darker version than that. That's why I ended up with it. But Madame Puttyfoot's is quite light. Quite light. Like a baby pink. Actually, I think I have it. In my Vogue Knitting Live bag from last year. I'm not going this year. Bit torn up about it. But if I don't think about it too much, then I won't be too sad. So, this is Madame Puttyfoot's tea shop colorway. It's a bit more cotton candy. Oh, I love it. I'm about to turn it into a bird of happiness. That's why it's in this bag. That's where all my birds of happiness go, because that bag brings me joy. Yep. I'm a condo convert. I'm there. I'm with you. Yep. So I just sat on my other. I was folding things earlier. This is the Shell Cottage. I didn't think it would look good with my purple. Maybe for Halloween. I don't know. I didn't think the green and purple would go very well together, so I did purple and purple. This is my two of my favorite like t-shirt knits. If I could like live out of just what I've knit, not make anything else, I'd be pretty happy with this one, my Zweig, my Hagrid top, the bollocks, what's the name? Pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, the Shell Cottage in green, and the tank tops that I've knit out of my sea glass. I'd be like comfortable. I'd be very comfortable. I have a few that I made previous to knowing that I could just add more stitches under the arm and, mind-blowing, make it bigger. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I see that? And of course it's like faded garments that I'm never ever gonna rip out. But anyway, so I think these are going to be the Cara cabled mitts. And it's a little bit sweet, a little bit strong. I adore it. But yes, so these have been washed, blocked, and they are going to go off to their recipients. It was kind of snowing yesterday, but it looks like the well, the path here isn't covered in snow. Hey, enough of that. The path here isn't covered in snow, so I should be able to get to the post office today. I dropped off some Pocahontas minis. I dropped off a bunch of cosmic fireworks. If you do not know what cosmic fireworks is, this is the January color. I don't know what she's growling at. I think it must be the deer back. This is cosmic fireworks, and I am absolutely loving it. This is only available in January. If you want it, you have to order it in January. After January, no, I'm not redoing it, so yes, you should order it in January. Doing all of those things. All right, so other things that I finished, and I'm very excited about this one. Modeling it on my squash nose head. She fell from the second floor and smashed her face onto our couch. So anyway, this was made out of Miss Babs 3-ply sport weight, and it was the violacious colorway, and it's so soft because I mixed it with Knit Picks mohair, which is pretty cheap for mohair, so if you want colored mohair, it's pretty good. And I just knit like a nice big slouchy beanie. This is pretty much based off of the Midas hat that I found on Ravelry, which is really nice. I didn't do the purl row. This would have laid a little flatter, I think, if I did. And I can still almost, I can kind of see like the spot where I join them. So I'm still wondering if there isn't a way to get it slightly flatter. Like maybe if I did a tubular cast on and then started knitting and it would just be that one layer. But yeah, so this is my Rose Tyler hat. And I told a big story about this last week, but basically I have been trying to make this for years. And I think I finally got it. Like, looking at it, it looks like I wanted it to. It's slouched. It's just so fun. I am really, really thrilled with it. And it is a really pretty purple, which goes with everything I'm wearing right now, like in general in my life. And I really like it. So that's the finished object, and it's got a lot of like uppity up here. So I blocked it and I left it on the head overnight so that it would just kind of soften a bit. I really like it. It's not very snapbackish like ribbing typically is, but it's not bad. And she wore it pretty far back. So it's kind of like that like beanie thing. I don't know. I feel a little hipster. I don't know. It's something. I feel a little something happening. So let's take it off and assuage the hair. So now I fix my hair. It's the curse of putting a hat on in the podcast. Then you gotta be like, fix your hair real quick. But yes, so I have finished my Rose Tyler hat, and I'm really thrilled with it. I am gonna throw this into my hat box actually, and put this is my Eagles ombre, and I usually leave the Eagles ombre on here just because I like it. The Eagles didn't make it all the way this time, but they had a pretty good run. We're proud enough. And they fought really hard on that last one with everybody who was hurt and stuff, so that was good. But yes, so my Rose Tyler hat, which is based on the Midas hat pattern. I did 17 stitches less, I did no increases, and I started at decreasing 10 in between, which I don't think I did right, but anyway, it did work out. I do enjoy it, and I'm very excited about it. So is this all my finished objects? You think so? Is that a puppy back there? Yeah, there she goes. So this is my little pile of finished objects I'm quite pleased with. I'm gonna put them up there. Okay, so there's just a ton of stuff on my desk, and I'm trying to kind of pull myself together. Yeah, it's about where I am. So out of my Knit Picks Felici, I believe it's Blue Lagoon, I have finished one sock of Pat's. I am not sure if I had finished this last time, but I felt the need to share it again. Nice long sock for him, and I have the heel marked in. I was gonna finish it, and I just did a lot of other things. So I did not watch any podcasts this morning, and I did not finish the square on my cozy memories I wanted to have done so I could show it to you properly, and I did not put a heel in this yet, but I am quite pleased. I might do heels 2 at a time, and that is currently, if I can airlift it over here, currently living in my unicorn bag. It's a takeout style bag from Simply Serving, who is Lindsay. Hey girl. And I'm just gonna use some gray, and I was like, why is this so heavy? I have a soap in here and a little wheel cutter, just like things you find in bags, and some lip gloss because my lips have been really dry all the time. So I'm gonna put these guys back in here. But yeah, so it's a little takeout bag, and you just like crunch it up and shove it in other bags, and it's great. But yes, so I have that, and that brings me to the second one. So, Progress Keeper by Stitching Plaza. She makes the squidgiest Progress Keepers. She's currently taking a sabbatical break, closing. I'm not going to pin her down to anything. She's not making anything right now, but these were some of my faves. I got my hair done Monday after we got back. So this is the toe that I worked on while I got my hair done. While I was like, I got my eyebrows done too, so like I couldn't knit while I was doing that. It was a little distracting having hair ripped out of your face. And some points when I was getting my hair washed, I was doing it, not doing it. So I didn't get quite as much done as I thought I would, but I did start them when I showed up. So that's not bad. And I'm pretty pleased. And so I am just storing this little guy, and if I can, I don't know, if I can find like a night this week, I'll blast through like the foot. So very excited. And that's living in my, I call it Souffle Girl bag. It's got a lot of my favorites, but this is the one I wanted in prominence. I've also got The Girl Who Waited. I've got some TARDIS stuff here. Amy is on the bottom. No, Donna's on the bottom. River's over there. Really, really, really thrilled with like everything on this bag. But my this is my girl, Souffle Girl. So that is the baby sock whip that I did, and that was Monday before we went to see Cursed Child. During that week, I worked a lot of my cozy memories, which I'll talk about in a second, and I cast on the For Fox's Sake, which I talked about last time that I wanted to do, and I did cast on. It's in all of those skeins that I talked about, so Malabrigo Rios, so it's like a thick DK or a worsted, so it's getting down to this. I didn't frog it yet, but I will be, and I'm really not looking forward to ripping out 4-color work, but I'm going to, because, and it is a beast of a sweater. It's a great beast of a sweater, but it's a beast of a sweater because you're knitting with 3 colors for most of the rows, and I am not great with 3-color work yet. This was a great learning experience, and I have to say it's probably not as bad as it could be. I got all the way to the tails and just burnt out. I burnt out. I couldn't do, I didn't want to do anymore. I just put it down, couldn't work on it. Because I tried it on and I realized how thick this felt, and I like the fingering weight things because I do get hot. and then I'm miserable. Miserable. If I'm cold, I'm miserable. If I'm hot, I'm miserable. So this is going to be too warm for me, and it's not going to be practical. So I am going to be frogging this, putting it down, putting it away, and I'm going to redo it in fingering weight yarn, like light fingering weight yarn, so that when it bulks up to a weight of garment that I could wear inside, because I don't spend a lot of time outside. I also don't live in Canada. So I live in like the middle here. I'm not middle, but I'm like slightly above middle. I'm Maryland. Like, it's not that cold. 32. Snow, but it's not that cold. It's not -19 or anything. So this is going to be too squidgy, but it's gorgeous. I highly encourage you, if you are an adventurous knitter, dive in, go for it. It's really so rewarding to see things happen. However, it's just not the right yarn marriage for this. But look at that little foxtail. Isn't he cute? I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling with a lot of it, but, and I will show you the floats because it's a hot mess back there. What is that? I don't know. It's a battleground. I try to wrap floats pretty frequently, and for this, it just wasn't working. So, we'll see. So while we're talking about my failures, let's left turn into what I tried to do. I tried to write up another sweater pattern, but in a different style than I had done previously, and the neckline is what I'm having the most issue with. It's very gapy. It's not quite a boat neck, it's not quite anything, and it's just bothering me. So, this is my Bellatrix colorway, and this is how much of a sweater I got done. Quite a bit for, it's like 3 days of knitting, I think. It was, you know, like not terrible or anything. And I thought it was going to be really pretty. I took the note of this sweater is going to be too thick, so no color work, no anything on there. I did start practicing. This is where you can't even really see it, but this is where the eyelets and the cables aren't even on here yet. Just the eyelets were practiced, but didn't do very well in most of those. And it's like loosely based off of the pavement shape, where it's like paneled shoulders type of thing. It just didn't work out. The fabric, I started on a 6, I think, and then I went up to a 7, and I think I landed on an 8. I think this is an 8. And it's still producing a fabric that isn't too see-through. So I think I would go with the 8 for the next one. And I might remake something like this. This is the So Faded tank that little thing that I did. T-shirt. Kind of loosely based off of one of my favorite t-shirts. So this is my Luna Lovegood colorway. You're just as sane as I am. But yeah, so it just like didn't pan out. It just wasn't the right everything. So this is what's like kind of left to the ball. I have to rip and recake a lot of things, and that's been sad. Just knowing how much I have to rip out, only because it's time that I'm not knitting. Time I'm like undoing things. So in my little, what are you called again? A yarnet. In my yarnet, I have my minis from my latest set, Pocahontas. So on the outside is Miko. And I'm showing that to you that way because I don't have it knit up yet. So on the outside is Miko. And put this back together. Putting it back together is fun. I can't do this. Okay, good enough. fix that later. So this is my Bad Wolf Girl Studios Cozy Memories. So first up is the test skein of Cosmic Fireworks. Next up is Pocahontas, Flit, Just Around the River Bend, which I meant to finish, but it's enough of it you can see. You can definitely see it, so not too bad. It's going to be followed by John Smith and finished with Miko. So I didn't get the last two done, and I actually have to fill in a green one here so that I can finish it off. It's kind of like a staircase at this point. We're getting there. But I am really enjoying the blanket. Again, I had not fallen out of love, but like I kind of teetered off for a bit. And then I finished a bunch in one. I think I showed you. I think I did. I did like those four. I've got Dobby Socks, Mermaid Holiday Party, Alchemy, and Original Peruvian Darkness Powder next to Grindy Low. So I did that row. And it's really, really coming along again. I hadn't worked on it for a while, and then one night I was like, I'm so frustrated by everything that I had been knitting that I now had to rip out, all that work, all that time. So I just decided to work on something that was going to bring me joy, to work on something that I knew wasn't going to disappoint me. So, and it did very well. Last week I had a tale of woe over the Tamarack. So obviously I've had some struggles. Listen to me. I've had some problems with my knitting and stuff. So in the Knit Picks Delft Heather, in their bulkiest weight I could get, is the Tamarack. And I was having pause because I had done an extra row of knits and pearls where it was supposed to be pearls and knits, and it was quite irritated. I had messed up the pattern. I'm actually going to, I've got to get more of these point protectors because these don't really fit my big ones very well, but it will do to make sure I don't flub this. This is, all right, this looks like a hot mess, but it's actually how many more rows I have to do. So yeah, this is the Tamarack. I just can't find ways to show it to you. Ta-da! It's doing things. It's doing sweatery things. I'm so excited that it's back on track. But yeah, so it's just, it's so good. So I got it back on track and I'm really excited about it. I vaguely tried it on last night, as much as I can try it on, but I shoved my arm in a sleeve, you know, like sweaters, and it's doing things. It's doing things. So you can see I am about here. Don't fall off. I'm about here, and I've got, I guess, this much more to go. Probably a little less. I think yeah, it's probably more like that. Now, I do want to block this. I tried on one of Pat's sweaters the other day, and the sleeves go to my knuckles, not my wrist, which is what I had been trying it on for. So his arms are quite a bit longer than mine. So I am hoping that that's good enough. Really hoping. He has quite long arms. But look at it. It's super sweatery and normal. And I still have to put on the ribbing and stuff, which I'm kind of looking forward to. So I'm not worried about that at all. It was just this beast getting through this part. And I had just joined, and it was a heck of a mess, and I was having a hard time with it. And then I put it away for, I guess, about a week. I just like came back to it with like a fresh renewal. Getting out of the car after driving back from New York, I was like, I'm gonna fix it. And I did. I went into the yarn room and I fixed it and put it aside again. Put it aside. And then started knitting on it, I guess yesterday. And I did a good bit yesterday. I worked from the little guy up. And it's such a nice texture pattern, and I am really enjoying it again. I would love to do a top down. I think Amy from Stranded Dye Works and Stranded Podcast had on a green, and I can't remember what the name of the sweater was. I was zoning out when she said the name, and then she didn't repeat it towards the end, and that's fine. I will just rewind it, but it's on the TV, and it's more awkward to do because you can't just like scrub it back easily. Anyway, I have the sleeves. I have to get them down to a certain amount of stitches. I have to get the front down to a certain amount of stitches. I am excited about this. I am doing really well, I think, for getting it back on track. So, Husbeast sweater. I would love to have him take some nice photos wearing it when it's done. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, handsome man in a sweater. A nice sweater. A sweater I made that looks nice on people. Can you even? I'm gonna cry. I'm actually that excited. Like, I'm not lying. I'm so excited to finally have knit him something other than socks or a scarf that is going to look good. Like, I'm so proud of myself for pushing through this obstacle, for tackling the pattern that we chose originally. The commitment, I'm proud of myself, and I think that that is fine to say. I think it's fine to be proud of yourself. I'm not trying to boast. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased that I didn't give up. Pleased. Anyway. I'm an utter butter. What are you gonna do? So yes, one last project. I know, this is a really bumper episode. Like, there's a lot in this episode. We went to see The Cursed Child in New York, the play. It was really well done. Really pleased with going. The seats we had were up in a balcony, so they were a little less expensive, but I could see over and into everything. I don't think that I was missing out on anything. All of the interactive things were also enveloping the balcony too, so like you still got the feeling of being surrounded by the magic. It was really well done. As always, keep the secret, so I will not be saying anything about the play itself other than everybody did a really really good job acting. The actors were really great. You fall in love with the characters all over again. You accept new faces, new people, other than the movies that have just grown into themselves. But thinking about it, depending on how long this runs, really, our actors could eventually be the main characters because they would be like 40. Would anyone else just like die? Like, just, if the three of them were in the play, like, I'd lose it. I don't know what I'd pay. Spend an arm and a leg on these tickets, and the cast was phenomenal, but I don't know what it would cost to see the original three in this play. I won't be able to afford it. But anyway, I took my Marauders map to the play with me. It's her ball. I was like, what do you have? And I worked on these. I had started down here. I put in the heel on the train, worked all the way up the legs, and did the ribbing. I think I wanted to do just a hint more ribbing, and then I will be binding these off, popping in the heel, and I will be done. This is the Diagon Alley colorway, and I thought it would be a really nice memory to knit into these socks. I worked on them. I kind of ran out of knitting by the end of the play because it's like 2.5 hours and then a break and then 2.5 hours. So it's like 2 movies. And we had an hour train ride up and back. I had a lot. She just got out. How did she get out? I must not have shut the door well. I'm gonna go like get her and just, I can hear her drinking water, so. Yeah, I definitely didn't shut the door well enough. I think I only lightly locked it because I meant to come back and shut it all the way down. She shouldn't have been able to get out of the baby gate. She's not that good yet. But yeah, so I kind of ran out of knitting. These are just such fun memories to have. And I had my little chocolate frog from Simply Serving, which I absolutely love. I thought it just looked perfect. Just looked perfect. It did. No, it did. It really did. Yes. One last thing. I have been working on my February colorway, which is going to be called Burning Up a Sun Just to Say Goodbye. And I would like to add a mini skein to go with this one. So it will be a sock set. Very excited. So this is the prototype right now. And I'm quite pleased with it. So yes, this is Burning Up a Sun Just to Say Goodbye. It's coming in February, just as Cosmic Fireworks leaves. So, really fun together. I didn't even look at them together yet, but I really like that. So, these two, one will be replacing the other, and I'm very excited about that. You can see Puppy Butt Adventures back here. Very excited about that. So, hop on over and grab yourself a skein of Cosmic Fireworks if you like it, because it will be leaving soon, but this gorgeous number will be coming in time for February. February has less days, so you have less time to get a skein. This is just... Is this entertaining too? Because I would be entertained by watching her. Anyway, but yeah, so I think these are going to be on the docket to finish up quite soon. And that is all of the knitting. That was a lot. And I am using my Stitching Plaza bag with pocketses. I get a lot of compliments on that one. There's Puppy Butt Adventures. I did get myself a little treat a little while ago, and I ordered January, February, March Horcrux colorways from Molly. Hi Molly, who is Magical Molly. She is amazing, and she has teamed up with Sucre Miniatures again, who's Chelsea. I love her. And she's just the sweetest little Slytherin, really. But yes, so this, oh sorry, spoilers, this is January. If you don't want to look, don't look, but everybody should have gotten it. It's been like 4 days or so since I got mine. So I'm hoping, unless you're UK and maybe then you didn't, because now she's on the other side of the pond. So this is called Marvolo Gaunt's Ring. And it's on soft sock fingering, and this is the charm that went with it. Isn't that fun? And Molly is obsessed with the charm. She's so excited. I'm like, I don't normally do cupcakes. Something about the icing just reminds me of like odd things. But this is cute. Yeah, I don't typically do cupcakes. I'm really hoping that they're not 7 cupcakes. Really hoping. But the yarn is perfect to go in my What the Fade that I eventually would like to make. I have been saving my Homespun House yarn, so this is the Cloak of Invisibility, and this one is you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it. And I'm thinking that these would make a really nice pairing, and maybe like, so I'm in between. Always sounds weird when she's chewing on a bone. I think I'm gonna add in my own Cosmic Fireworks, maybe as the backing to these, or perhaps that's the fade. and I need something else to back it with, in which case I don't know where I'm going yet. I also thought just at the top, while there's only a few stitches, I would be able to use up some minis. So I have the Elder Wand and the Resurrection Stone. So the thought is that, like, maybe it goes that way. The thought is I would be able to have Hallows and Horcruxes in a giant What the Fade. Be pretty fun, right? I'm just saying. I'd be pleased. I'd be pleased as punch to wear this. So I'm very excited to see what comes next, and I want to be wearing this eventually, but I think that would make a really fun What the Fade. And yeah, we're gonna see where it goes, but so excited. Also, when we were walking in and out of the first and second act, they give you these awesome pins. So I gotta find a nice way. I want to put them, it comes with a black back and a gold emblem, and then a gold back and a black emblem, so they go reverse. So I think one will go on my memory bag, and then I also, and they are over there, so you are not going to be able to see them. If I turn them just a little bit, still probably won't be able to see it, but I have pinned on the corner of each of the banners, the Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Gryffindor pins, the house pins. We got one of each, and we got one for Voldemort, because just put them all together. They were pretty cheap too. They were only $5. So I got one of each, and I put them on the edges of the banners so that I can just see them more often. But yeah, so moving right along. Okay, so last things is Babel. So the play was awesome, but the travel was a lot. I think I got some sort of little bug that I was fighting this last week. Yeah, it's been on and off. I also started watching the Marie Kondo art of tidying up type of thing, and I really, a lot of things, honestly, my mom had tried to instill in me, like rolling things and putting things in boxes in their drawers. She had definitely like tried that, and like it worked for a bit, and then I ended up shoving everything in anyway. So coming to it, you know, at 29, I'm like, okay, well, like this is the year where I'm really gonna try to keep up and implement. So the first thing I started with was the kitchen, and I cleared off all the counter. Cleared it off and just put really what needed to be out. And like the spices that I end up leaving out, or the coffee or the tea, I'm like, put it away. Just put it away. So that's what I've been trying to do. Trying to keep the sink clean, you know, like don't let the dishes pile up, because just like makes it feel just better. And like Pat came home after the first day I watched it, and he was like, oh my God, it looks so good in here. Thank you. I've been tidying. I've been condoing the crap out of everything in this apartment. Yeah, it was a little bit much. And then I was like sick the next day. I think I just did too much. But I've ordered some things. So on Amazon, I got a 4-piece set of storage to help me with my drawers, so that each of my socks and stuff will have their own little cubby. And like I can fold my undergarments, and I can fold my sports stuff, and just go with that. I also got a jewelry box here that I think I can just turn around and show you. But I got it for my charms, because I found that I was putting them in bags or cups, and I'm not really seeing all these like gorgeous things that I have. So I have a Halloween row, I have a Christmas row, I have a puppy row, I have a Harry Potter row, and there's more. There's like a ton more. I haven't found where I put that bag yet, but I know I do have more charms, and a lot of them are on projects at the moment anyway. But now I can just like, bam, there. Like, I know where to find something and I know where to see something, and I'm really excited about it. I would love to get like a stand so it would like hook and it would just ba-doop like this, and I could like open it. But for the moment, it's just going up on a shelf to get it off my desk, which was cleaner. I haven't done the condo clean on my desk yet. I still have stuff like this. How are you supposed to find anything in that? I actually have a way of organizing these. I'm too lazy to put them back. That's the problem. So, or I've been too involved. Like, I pull out the same ones repeatedly. Like, my size 5s and 6 have been starting sweaters every other week. So, like, I keep pulling out the same things. So I just need to unroll them and put them into the organizer that I already have, just to utilize things. And I wanna take everything off the desk, put it down, everything back on that I need or brings me joy. So I have the sock box that I took a picture of with my 12 pairs of socks, half of which did not fit because I started knitting tighter, yay, but I didn't adjust stitches and I didn't adjust for the tightness that I was creating, so I can't get most of them on my feet comfortably. So what I do need to do is, they're all afterthought heels. I'm going to rip back in. I'm going to knit the equivalent of like a stripe and a half before starting the decreases, and that should create a lot more space around the ankle. I've also gained weight since I probably was knitting them, but I have actually come down 5 pounds since January. So I'm yo-yoing over here, but I have been trying, just trying to make better choices. I had a lot of like treat yourself from like December 1st to January 1st, like a lot of like, it's my birthday month, I'm gonna eat what I want. Yay. Which I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, I totally enjoyed, but I'm like kicking myself a tiny bit for it now. Just like a tiny bit, like a little. But I've started some yoga here and there. I got 5 days in a row and then like fell off. So I just did day 6 today. I know it's not day 6, but I just did day 6 today, and it was core, and I'm like, I have no core. I have none whatsoever, but we're working on it. It's just like, I want to get some peace to my life. So, yeah, that's what we're working on. We're working on releasing mittens. We're working on finishing things. I've got some sweaters, especially like the blue one over here that I have on the needles, or the Weasley sweater that's half embroidered, almost done. And like, I can't find 10 seconds I can't find a half a day to just finish and block it. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. But I really want to do Pat's sweater first. Valentine's sweater might actually happen, and I'm so excited. Second, for him, maybe the socks, because they're easy. But I would really, really love to finish the Stephen West that I started him. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Garter Breeze. So, which I think is now the Smooth Move. Yeah. So I really want to finish that for him. And then that will be, I mean, there's some other socks and stuff on the nails, but those are the big things that he had like worked with me to pick yarn and do stuff, and I hadn't done yet. So I'd love to get those off. Then I want to work on my Harry Potter yoke sweater, and work through that a little bit more. I think I'm diverting a little bit, and I'm gonna make the sleeve separation higher based on my enjoyment of the way that the yoke fits on the blue sweater. So I'm gonna make the yoke a bit higher than I did for my Christmas one. So I'm like working through that. But I finished 1 mitten a day for this. Like, these go so fast, and I would love a pair for myself. Maybe in my like cosmic, oh, I'd love it. Cosmic fireworks, yeah, be beautiful. And I thought maybe as gift knits, although we're doing Secret Santas with Pat's siblings and significant married others, so I'm only gonna have one person to make for, and then obviously Pat and like my family. So I'm thinking maybe like working on another pair in different colors for Mother's Day for my mom and grandmom. But yeah, so it's just been a ton. I think I started a story about the box of socks. I have this box of socks. You saw it, I put in skeins of yarn that I intend to knit into socks, but it's not looking clean. It's not looking nice. And so I think I'm gonna move those back to the wall and just leave it as an open box and put in the socks as I finish them. I'm trying like the find joy in things, and like things that aren't bringing you joy, repurpose them. Thank them and let them go. So, yeah, it's been a lot. Oh, she's finally down. It's just been a lot. So thanks for sticking with me. This was a longer one. I don't envy future Meg and her having to edit out like sneezes and barking and dog escapes and eating a tissue and all that fun stuff that happened. But yeah, so I will be, it's Friday, so maybe next Friday. Yeah, I'd like to also get a schedule. That would be good. Pick a day that I like to upload and go for it. That's what I have to do. But yeah, so I will hopefully be talking to you quite soon, and I hope you have a really fantastic week. Reminding you to take it one cup at a time, no matter how large that cup may be. And I will see you next week. Bye! Coffee's still hot. See how this goes. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgotten days or time? For all the time that you could always have, we'll take a cup of kindness in for Take one. Super perfect. You are the cutest, and yet, this does not make for good